Good morning, Lehigh County, and it really is a good morning today because our webcast today is going to be on one thing and one thing only. All of the questions that you might have about voting. The election is, 29, 28 days away, so we want to make sure. I'm here with Mr. Benyo this morning, and he is our expert on everything you need to know about voting. So I'm kind of going to serve as the public, ask the questions, and we're going to make sure you get the answers so you know all of the correct things. First question, when is the last day and how do I register to vote?
Last day for registration is October 18th, and there are multiple ways to register and change your registration. You can either do it online at vote.pa.gov, which has changed from votespa.com. If you go to the old website, it'll still take you to the same place. You can also do it by paper and by mailing that in, but it has to be in on the 18th, and you can also come in the office Monday through Friday, 8 to 4.
So, if I'm going to register to vote, if I did it online, then it would be done. I wouldn't have to come in. It would be just that easy.
Absolutely true.
All right, great. And now, next question. How do I sign up, or how do I know I've signed up to get a mail-in ballot that I'm not worried that will it come or it not come?
You can also go to the same website and check your status on your mail ballot. If you need to make any changes, you can do that also at the same website. And that needs to be done by 5 p.m. on October 26th.
5 p.m. October 26th, okay. Now, if I did put in for a mail-in ballot, when would that be sent out to me?
The first batch of about 23,000 ballots that we had requests for went out yesterday in the local mail.
Okay, so if you've requested a mail-in ballot, start looking for it as soon as possible. All right, now, I received my mail-in ballot. Can we make sure, because we don't want anybody to not have their ballot counted. I don't care what party they are, you want to make sure that ballot's counted. What are the steps they need to go through?
Within that package that you get, you will have instructions. In the instructions, it specifically says you must place your voted ballot within the secrecy envelope that is provided for you. Also, once it's in that envelope, place the secrecy envelope within the return envelope that has the area on the back where you would sign saying that it is you that voted, and also date it and send that back to us.
Okay, now, and the most important thing that there were troubles with in the last two elections, let's say I did my ballot, I put it in the secrecy envelope, don't mark any markings on the secrecy envelope, then I put it in the return envelope. I must remember to sign and date it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, it's done correctly, it's signed and dated. I have a choice. Do I want to mail it in, or do I want to take it to one of our 5 drop boxes, or bring it right into voter registration?
Correct. There are 5 drop boxes throughout the county starting October 18th in the municipal buildings. That the boxes will be available during those hours for those buildings. We have a drop box here at the Government Center that you can pull up out front, stop by, and drop it in the drop box 24/7.
And all the drop boxes will be under video surveillance, is that correct?
Correct.
So you will have a choice in the 5 districts that represent Lehigh County. There'll be one drop box in every one of those districts. And if I'm correct, the sheriff's deputies will be the ones responsible for picking up those ballots.
Yes, sir. Same as previous years.
Okay. Now that's all prior. If you don't want to do the old-fashioned, let's go and vote on the date
Of November 2nd.
November 2nd, which is a Tuesday. Actually, the law says it's the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. So this year, it's right very soon because Tuesday's right after. So, and the polls will be open what time?
7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
So 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on November 2nd. Now, here's a question that came up last time. I received a mail-in ballot, but I decided I wanted to vote that day instead. What happens now?
Well, there's two options. If you take your ballot supplies, the envelopes, the ballot, take it to your polling location and surrender that to the judge of elections. You'll sign a declaration saying that you turned it over. You can then vote regularly on your regular paper ballot and place it into the scanner. If you don't have the ballot with you, you are entitled to a provisional ballot, which means you can vote it and then we can look at it later. Make sure that no one had submitted to.
You know, we won't want anybody voting
Absolutely.
twice. Now, one last question. I have an invalid person living in my house that can't get out to put her mail-in ballot or take it to a drop box. How do I take her ballot and put it in a drop box for her?
Absolutely. There's a declaration that you can get from the website, pa.gov, vote.pa.gov, or the votes.com website. That declaration needs to accompany that ballot when returning it. So by law, you're only allowed to return your own ballot unless you have that declaration.
And I can remember doing that last time, getting the declaration so I could do that for somebody. So, I think we've answered every question. You know now when the last day to register. You know that your mail-in ballot should be arriving pretty soon, hoping your post office is up and running and working well. And you know what you can do with it. You can either put it in the mail and mail it back to us. You can get to one of these 5 drop-off boxes. The only one that will be open 24 hours is the one in the Lehigh Valley Government Building on 7th and Hamilton. And that one 24 hours surveillance, okay? And remember, please, democracy only works if you get involved. So please, if you haven't registered, register, become part of the process. Thank you. Hope you have a great weekend and use all these instructions that we gave you. And please sign and date that envelope. That was the biggest mistake that we found. Sign and date when you're about to submit it, if you're mailing it or bringing it to a drop box. Thanks, Lehigh County. Stay healthy. See you next week.